All right. It appears we have a quorum. And is Miss Ashley back there? Ashley, we may wait till after the meeting. You got, okay. After the meeting, I'll have everybody stay and we're going to get with you. Okay, gotcha. All right. All right, guys, we've got a very quick, I know we have a lot going on today. I myself have an 11:30 and then a 12 and then a 12:30 and then a 1. So let's move on with Representative Hilton on House Resolution 816. Representative, please explain the measure. Let's get you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I know day 38 and a half here, we're all busy, and happy April Fools to everybody. This is no joke here. We've got a great resolution. House Resolution 816 establishes the House Study Committee on At-Risk Populations and Abuse Registry. What this does is it allows us to study what's been put in place in other states, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Texas, who have put in a similar model. Currently, we do have somewhat of a registry. I'd call it, it allows folks who are hiring someone in this space to do something as basic as a background check. What Tennessee has done is put in a registry to look at folks and cases where there has been substantiated abuse, but not criminal action taken. And so that's important because what happens is you have folks who maybe do abuse at a facility, the case is substantiated, but criminal action is not taken. That person then moves on to another facility. I was impressed. We had a couple calls on this subject, and Tennessee has a great model where you can go in, plug in a name or two, and see, wow, this person that I'm looking to hire, has had issues in other areas. I'm going to keep my comments short because I've got an incredible roster of folks here to speak. We have Rena Harris with the Georgia Advocacy Office, Nancy Petra from the Alzheimer's Association, and Charlotte Densmore with the Georgia Council on Developmental Disabilities. As we do present this, there are a couple amendments that I will ask the committee to consider. Those will be found on lines 21 through 35. We are going to reduce the size of it a little. This was model legislation that had us at 11 members. I think it would be prudent to reduce that to around 8, and we'll do so by reducing the House of Representative legislators from 5 to 3, reducing the non-members from 6 to 5, combining lines 30, 31 with 32, so that's one person there. And then I know all of us here are mindful of our budget, and in doing so, we will strike section or lines 64 to 68, which allows for compensation for non-members. With that, Mr. Chairman, I will yield for any questions from the committee. I will say one line that I did add in here on 14 and 15. I'll draw your attention to that. One of our meetings, I would like to have a conversation around holistically how we deliver services to our disability community. I personally receive a lot of input from stakeholders across the state. Scott, we love, our child receives Medicaid, but we can't understand how to navigate the system. You need an advanced degree to access some of the services that we provide at a state. So this is not looking at more money. This is looking at simply how do we make it more efficient to deliver what we should be providing to our vulnerable communities. So I envision that to be one of our discussions that we have. But I'll yield for questions from the committee.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me first say this. So having provided services to disabled individuals my entire career, this is a great measure. This is a great idea. Yeah. I'm glad to support it. I appreciate some of the changes that have been made to make the body a little more manageable. I would tell you that, I was talking to Seth earlier with the Senior Living Association. So some of the members that haven't been in this world, so there are often times where you have an investigation where you really believe someone has, whether it's stolen from an individual you're serving, in the case of Senior Living Association, a resident, or maybe a home care agency, but the family doesn't press charges. And so, because they don't want to, or because you may have a prosecutor that doesn't press charges. And so there's a myriad of ways. So it's a little tricky. It's a little more of a, I guess my point is to say that it's not as easy as it looks on the surface to get to how we really get this right, because we also have to make sure that people have the right to appeal, because if there is no criminal record, they must be heard as well. And so let's work on it. It's a great idea. We will answer a few questions. I'm going to ask that they be short and sweet. If these ladies would like to speak, we would love to have you speak. If we do that, we might have them all together and just go bing, bang, boom in light of all the meetings we have today. All right. Number 16 is Representative Fry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And thank you for bringing this. I really appreciate this idea. First, I want to say that this is a great idea to apply to several different services that the state provides, including our police force would be a good one, where you have potential officers that have committed crimes against citizens and they go off and they work in a different area. So I appreciate setting the standard for this. And Mr. Chair, I would just, at the appropriate time, make a motion for the amendments that the author.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Not the appropriate time yet, Representative, but it will be soon. All right. Number 1, is that Representative Scott?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. But I wondered about the same thing that Representative Fry said, waiting on the changes. You said from 5 to 3 members and from 6 to 5.
Correct. You are
Okay.
correct. Yes, ma'am.
Just waiting to see the changes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. There's, I'm going to mention one more thing. I see no further questions. We will ask the ladies to speak if they would like to. It seems like you've got a lot of support here, but I'll let you make that decision. But I will say this. It strikes me, so our database is managed by GBI currently that most of our providers are using. It strikes me that perhaps GBI should be involved here. And so I wonder, so we're going to come back, we're going to get, I think you've already spoken to Mr. Hennessy here, the Legislative Council, on the current amendments that Representative Fry is going to support. In the meanwhile, would you like to have a conversation? Yes. Tell me about your thoughts, and maybe the ladies as well who are here working with you, on GBI. So here's one of the problems we have currently. And is Nellie Miles here with GBI? Probably not. But they are wonderful to work with. They manage the database in conjunction with DCH. And now it'll be DBHDD. Remember, we're changing some things with the management of these facilities and the measure that's already passed that I carried earlier. So the providers are oftentimes frustrated with the inability to get data back quickly. So if you have to hire caregivers, they cannot go unserved. You have to have people that can come to work today, and I'm looking at Seth there, I know he knows well. You have to have people working. And if it takes you a week or 2 weeks to get this information back, having hired caregivers for decades, you can't put them on a shelf, is what I used to tell my folks. So you can't set a caregiver on a shelf. You either put them to work or they're going to work for somebody else. They do not wait on you to get them a job because they can't. Yeah. They go to work today. If you can't put them to work today, they go somewhere else. We need to deal with that. That needs to be part of this, and that's why I recommend they be part of this. Yeah. And so it may be that as you look at, you mentioned line 30 through 32. I don't know, I'm going to ask for y'all's input very quickly, but that may be a more important add. Not that they can't participate anyway, by the way, without being a member of the body. So they don't have to be on here, but you'd speak to that real quick, and then we'll move on swiftly.
I will, yeah, and I'll have, as I'm talking, Rena, if you'd come up and maybe address that. I had in mind Will Johnson with the Prosecuting Attorneys Council. He prosecutes elder abuse cases across the state. I've worked closely with him on legislation, so he was kind of who I had in mind for this role. Certainly happy to entertain that. But Rena, I know you and I had a conversation around this and thought you'd share your thoughts. Thank you.
Yes. Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay. The question is really simply, do you think GBI would be a more important appointment on this than any of the others that are listed currently? We've got it down to 6 non-legislative members. Would GBI be an important appointment in lieu of maybe something else that's on here?
Gotcha.
Very, very simply.
Okay, thank you for asking that. As Representative Hilton said, we were hoping to have Will Johnson from the Prosecuting Attorneys Council involved. He can speak to his experience with GBI, with prosecuting cases, and his experience with law enforcement as well. He would have that well-rounded experience.
Okay, and so in your opinion, that captures all of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Representative, back to you. I'll trust your judgment on this.
Yep, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. Committee, I'll walk through the amendments.
Yes, sir.
Real
Please
quick,
do.
so you've got those. It's going to begin on line 19. We're going to change 11 members to 8 members. On line 21, we're going to change 5 to 3. On line 24, we're going to change 6 to 5. We're going to strike 30 and 31 in its entirety. On line 32, we're going to strike a citizen and put a capital A representative from. And then we're going to strike the entirety of lines 64 through 68.
The breadth of the amendments.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is, everyone now knows what the amendments are. Now, we don't have we have not had a move on the bill yet. But so let's, is there anything else you'd like to say to that? So we know, we will include, GBI in all of these conversations. That's easy to do as well. All right, so, before we do anything else then, Representative Fry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To the author of the bill, line 34 would need to be changed from a Roman numeral 6 to a Roman numeral 5.
Correct. That's what happens when you do this on the fly.
Yes, and then line 32, I think, would be changed to a Roman numeral 4.
You are correct. Well, I'm seeing ledge counsel here.
All right, well,
Or whatever.
You got that, Mr. Hennessy?
One additional one is line 69 goes from a capital D to a capital C.
See there? Can't get anything past Hennessy.
Could you repeat that, please?
69 goes from a capital D to a capital C.
Oh, right. Okay, thank you.
All right. So, very good. Thank you, Mr. Fry. Representative Fry, now we are in the posture. So what is the will of the committee? All right, we've got a move on the bill. A second? We've got a second. Okay, now we can have, now is the appropriate time. Representative Fry, if you'd like to speak to these amendments.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to make a motion that we accept the amendments as described by General Counsel and the author of the bill.
All right, have a move and a second to the amendments. Okay, any further discussion? Get my number on here. Okay, all right, if no further discussion, I see none. So, on House Resolution 816 as amended, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? This bill passes and moves forward,
Thank you, Mr.
Representative.
Chairman.
Great
Thank you, Mr.
idea. We love it.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank you. Yep.
Thanks to all of you. Now, listen, y'all stay tight. We got something special for you. Don't leave. You're gonna love this. All right. Miss Ashley.
Or maybe since it's down here.
Look here, how are you doing? Senior Living Association wanted to do something for our members. And look at this cool idea that comes from this lovely lady who I couldn't live without in my office. Look what she's done. She has each of your districts. And thanks to this lady, these guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. And give all the credit to Ashley for organizing this.
They cut it out.